Hi everyone. Just a quick video today to go through some of the main concepts of the last assignment, the Great Theorists assignment. This gentleman right here, Mr. Malthus, is probably one of the most important of the list that you look through. Back in the 1800s, he came up with this concept that resources would yeah, how do I get rid of this? Anyhow. He came up with this idea that resources increase at a geometric rate, so 2 plus 2 plus 2, and are slowly increasing over time as we develop new land and new processes for producing food, whereas population starts off very slow, but then increases exponentially, so 2 plus 4 plus 16, etc. And then eventually, population is going to outstrip the resources that are available, at which point you're going to have some sort of crisis. Usually this means either famine or warfare between states as they compete for resources. And this is going to end up with this graph switching to this sort of view where the population will decline after the crisis and then slowly recover, then rapidly increase, hit another crisis point, and so on. Malthus wasn't correct when it came to resources. Back in the early 1900s, we had the Green Revolution and invented fertilizers, artificial fertilizers, came up with a tractor, and this allowed for a dramatic increase in the amount of food production, and we avoided this as a planet, this crisis point. However, isolated countries like China back in the 1950s, which didn't trade much with other countries, um, they went through a period under the leadership of Mao where they allowed their population to rapidly increase here. And what they ended up having when they tried to bring in some economic reforms during the Great Leap Forward was they didn't have enough food. And there was a terrible couple of years that China experienced a population decline. And the Chinese population started to question this idea of allowing their population to increase. And by the 1970s, the one child policy was brought into play after Mao's death. In general, most theorists would agree that we need to control the world population, and that ideally 2 children per family would be the sort of ideal situation. You're not declining your population, you're not increasing it, you're simply replacing the parents. And this will avoid the planet from running out of resources from too many people being on the planet. However, there are other ways, other ideas out there. For instance, in Romania, we saw that the leader of that country really wanted to grow his population, and so he simply banned contraceptives and the access to abortion, and that resulted in a dramatic increase in the population of Romania. But it also meant that a lot of these children who were unwanted pregnancies ended up in orphanages, and it created a lot of social upheaval. In the case of Russia and other countries, during hard economic times, families tend to have smaller families because they simply can't afford to have as many children. And as a result, in places like Russia, the population has been in decline as people have decided to have fewer children until their economic situation gets better. And the leader of Russia has tried many different things, giving out bonuses to families to try and encourage them to have more children, but this tends not to be particularly effective. So hopefully these were sort of the main ideas that you got from the last activity, and I'll be releasing those marks soon.